Alrighty, so it's been about 2 weeks since my last update trading, and in that last video, I talked about the $2,600 that I lost just kapoof because I'm not following my rules and not following my guidelines and making emotional decisions, and that's the quick way to start losing a lot of money. So that's been about 2 weeks ago, 12 days ago since I had that big loss. And over the last 2 weeks, I really haven't traded much. I took like a whole week off. I think I traded one day the same week or the following week. And then I think I got in like 3 trades last week, 2 or 3 trades last week, and one today. So I'm kind of inching back up. And if I traded every day, I'm sure I would have had made my $2,600 back. But I did some more studying, coaching with Robert and just talking through some strategies and just, when you get a big loss, you get nervous, you get scared. And I was kind of scared to hop back in and kind of get my mojo back. But I'm back in my full stride now. I'm learning to just trust the process, trust the play, trust the setup, get the setup right, and the probabilities are going to ensure a winning strategy. So I'm gonna hop into my account just to show y'all some things I like to show you versus just talking. So in my last update, I think my numbers was down to like $7,100. And as you can see, I built it back up to $8,093. So I earned about $1,000. And again, that's over 2 weeks, of which I've only traded like 4 or 5 days. So that is really good, actually, considering the number of days I traded. And on one of those days, I only made like $13 because I was so scared. I just wanted to get a win, so psychologically, you know what I mean? I just needed to have a win before I kind of jumped back out there. And I think the next day, a few days later, I think I made like $70 or so. I don't know. I'll show it to you in a moment. One thing new that I have started. I've been buying stocks. So I bought stocks today. Part of my strategy is, whatever I earn in a week on Friday, I will take 50% of that out and then leave the other 50% in the account so that it can continue to grow and the compounding start to take effect. So hypothetically, let's say I make $1,000 Monday through Friday, I'll take out 500, leave 500 in. And with the 500 that I take out, I'm going to take out 50% of that, and I will start buying stocks for long-term investments. So I'm still trying to figure out the best strategy for buying stocks. I do like the idea of buying stocks because I don't have to sit and watch it every day. One of the strategies that I'm looking at, I think they call it swing trading, or I'm trying to understand the difference between the swing trading and buying the dip. And I kind of like the buying the dip thing, which of course is going to take research and time and jumping in, let's say for instance, a stable company that's a very solid, good credit, good debt, strong, and big. Let's say take a 20% dip for whatever reason, going in, buying that dip, and with the idea that it's generally going to return back to where it normally stays, its average. So when it goes back up, it gets you make a 20% profit. So I like that. And sometimes, but you got to be careful because you don't want to buy something that's going down and down and down and down and never returning. You don't want to be trying to catch a falling knife. And so, so I'm reading into that, trying to understand that. And because I do like that, I like the research. Honestly, man, I done gotten quite addicted to this stuff, just trying to learn about wealth. I was talking to Robert today about setting my account up, part of it, for the stocks as a Roth IRA, the pros and cons to all of that. So it's been exciting. buying stocks. I got some stocks, man. I bought me some stocks today. So I got some stocks. I got 300 shares of a small, tiny stock. And again, I'm just sharing the journey. What I'm about to say next probably makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But I'm just jumping in, buying the stock, and trusting the process that as I take action and start to continue down this path, I will learn more properly about buying stocks and researching. But what I'm doing is, we're in a war right now, and with Iran, and with the Russian war, with Ukraine, drone technology, drones have been all the rave about how they're using drones for war. And so what I decided to do, I was looking for some companies, just doing some research, trying to find some up-and-coming companies that, make drones for defense and for surveillance and for war. And so they were digging and came across a couple of companies and came across another company. Of course, AI is all the rage now. So instead of just buying stock directly, that's directly AI, just kind of doing some research, trying to identify the companies behind the scenes that are behind the scenes that make AI work. Like cooling systems, companies that create these cooling systems to keep the computers, the mainframes, and all of that stuff cool, because they're they need all these supercomputers to do all the processing for AI, and it gets very hot in these data centers. So the other thing about it, memory chip, not buying directly memory chips, but what are the key essential parts that these companies that make memory chips, what are the pieces that they need to make that work? So looking at those companies that support them to and looking at buying stocks with that, batteries, so I'm in learning mode, man, and I'm loving it, and it's fun. I like this kind of stuff. I can do this type of stuff all day, and so that's why I'm so excited about doing this. I can get to go all in. So I'm day trading during the day, using that to buy stocks. And, so again, as I said, so if I make 1,000 in a week, 500, 50% I'll take out, 500 for myself. And then out of that 500 that I take out, I'm going to put half of that into buying stocks. I might just use all of the 50%, and just buy stocks, at least maybe for the next 6 months, just trying to get a little aggressive in saving and investing. So, and these are long-term plays. These are not anything, because sometimes when you buy this dip, it might be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, might be a year or two before it bounces back. Hopefully it don't take that long, but you might get stuck with it. So one of the things you want to make sure it's a company you believe in and something that you like. So I'm learning and I'm loving it. I'm totally digging it. One of the benefits with this type of trading, of course, you don't have to, buying stocks, you don't have to stay in front of the computer all day. You're buying and holding and all of that. So I'll keep you updated on how that goes. So as you see here, total value of my account, $8,000. Today I made like $303. I don't know why it's showing $294. So I made 3.78% with my trade today, and so my account value $8,000. I've got to look and see, because today I bought the stock. I bought 100 shares of one stock for $1.46 and 200 shares at $1.87. And of course, these are penny stocks, but they have some. And again, my strategy is not to buy penny stocks. They probably more riskier than everything else. But some of these things, you buy some of them, they might take off and pop off, and like I say, but I invest. These are the drone and battery companies, so I said let me take a chance on one of these. But moving forward, much more of the other stocks I buy will be much more stable companies, larger companies, companies that pay dividends. So if I have 100 shares of something, I'll be receiving dividends every month. I like that. Every month I'll get paid, and I can use those dividends to buy more stock. And so, man, I'm loving this thing. But so it's showing that I bought $520 worth of stock today, the market value. I bought it toward the end of the day, and so I'm still learning. So I'm going to look into what this is all about, the gains, the loss. So the value. I guess I'm losing $8.69. So, but I'm still learning. What else? So let me click on the table view because I just want to kind of show you. I don't want you just to take my word for it, but this was the day, March 3rd, where I lost my bread. I lost $2,000, $2,600. It dropped. And so from here, $7,193 is what I was left with after my loss. And then the next day, I believe I traded, what is that? $13.72. 7205.73 minus 7193.99. Did that wrong. My bad. 7193.99. 7205, 0.73. What in the world? My calculator all jacked up. So that's about, what's that, $12, $13. So from this day to this day, I made like $12 the next day. Like I said, I was scared. I ain't want to take no chances. I was scared to pull the trigger. So from here to here, the numbers stayed the same. So these are like 1, 2, 3, 4 days that I didn't trade. I made $12 here, and I just watched. I went back over all my notes. I was looking at charts. Each of those days, I didn't get in. I just wanted to get mechanical and just try. And I paper traded these days, and I just wanted to get mechanical. I just wanted to put the trade on the same way every day, without thought, without feeling, without chasing the money, but looking more for the setup. Making sure the setup was right. The setup is right. The setup is right. That's what I was doing on these days. And then on this day, so Monday, so I went in on Monday from 205 to 257. So I made about $52 on this Monday. I made $52. And then I got a little bit more confident on Tuesday and went from 250 to 520. So made, a couple of $100 that day. It didn't trade the following day, but from this day, from 7,520 to 7,800, so almost $300 I made that day. Didn't trade for the next 3 days after that, and I didn't trade Friday. Yeah, I didn't trade much at all last week, once or twice. But on today, that's when I jumped in and made about $300. So didn't trade these 3-4 days. That's why the numbers are the same. And then today went from 7,800 to about $293 and whatnot. And then I went ahead and put in some investments on some stocks. So that's what you're seeing here. So I had a 3.78% day today with my trade, and so I'm feeling good. Like I said, I did a lot of back testing and a lot of paper trading over the last 2 weeks, and so I did 5 trades, if I counted that right. In the last 2 weeks since my loss, I made 5 trades, and it's brought in about $1,000. And so, and like I said, and of those 5 days, one day was like $12, and then one of the other days was like $57. So essentially 3 days of trading. I'm practically brought in a grand practically. And so this works. My confidence is getting stronger. Um, Trying to stay by my rules. Today was one of the days whereby, let me enlarge this. So today was one of those days where I got up, I set up my setup, and I waited for the opportunity. And once the timeline came and the opportunity was there, then I jumped in. So there were some days where I didn't get in because the setup wasn't there. I don't want to go making trades, trying to create a setup where none exists. And so that's one of the main things. Did a lot of research, just understanding why a lot of people lose, and a lot of people lose because they're trading with emotions. They're using their hunches. They got all this stuff on the screen, all these indicators, all these graphics and graphs and charts and measurements, and making guesses and hunches based on what they think will happen. One thing about the market is you will not predict it. You cannot predict what's going to happen, and so I'm learning so much. That loss, honestly, has probably been the best thing that could have happened. Losing big was the best thing that would have happened. If I would have lost just $300, $400, I don't think I would have taken that loss so seriously. So that was a big loss for me. Although I still was in the positive from when I started, and I like the idea that I started with 5,000 USD, something that was very tolerable. If I got wiped out, it wasn't gonna make me go crazy. So I like the idea that I started with $5,000. That's all I had at risk, and I was able to get it up to 10 grand. And that allowed me to see the potential. Now I'm just fine tuning the methodology, the being mechanical, without the emotion. The psychology of trading really is what this is all about. Finding a high probability strategy and just putting the same strategy on every day consistently, regardless of what you think or feel. It requires a lot of discipline, of course. It requires focus, and it just requires you, again, and it's boring because some days I'm sitting there and I'm watching and I don't see my setup, and I'm watching and I'm watching and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and sometimes the setup don't come, and you gotta be careful not to make a setup. And so I'm learning a lot. And so since I have a lot of time on my hand, it's a plus because I'm allowed, now I have a lot of time while I'm at that computer, I can research other stocks to buy. And that part of it is so exciting. So whatever I earn this week, I'll be taking half of that, and I'm gonna buy some more stocks. So I'm gonna be researching tonight some more. Tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So by Friday morning, I'll know. Thursday night, I'll know what I'm gonna buy, some more stocks, and going to buy some more. Real estate. You can buy these different types of stocks for real estate, all these commercial buildings, because again, with AI, there's a commercial real estate is about to go through the roof because they need all these buildings to store all this stuff to power AI. I think Elon Musk was talking about creating data centers in outer space. I mean, who thinks of that but him? So I'm excited, man. I'm having fun doing this. And the money will come. And so right now I'm just playing the strategy. So that's my update for the week. Just wanted to keep you abreast of what was going on. For those of y'all, if you'd like to learn more about Robert's trading program, check his website out, www.slowlifetrading.com. I'll put the link down in the comments description area. I'm currently living here in Mexico. I talked to a guy the other day. who's a day trader. He wanted to do it full time. So guess what he did? He moved to Mexico because he didn't need to have as much of his expenses was drastically cut by moving here to Mexico. And so he didn't have the stress of paying these high bills and all of that and working nonstop. So he was able to move here. Now he's able to focus on his day trading 100%. And he's like, man, I got enough money. I got this place. My rent is way low. My expenses are way low. Now I'm dedicated to mastering this thing. And he seems to be doing very well with that. So it's fun meeting all these different people from different backgrounds with different strategies. A young lady that I personally know, she just signed up for Robert's program, and I was talking to her about it the other day. You'll see her interview. I'm going to be posting the interview probably tomorrow. She's excited to pick this up and learn a new hobby. So, and women, from my understanding, seem to do extremely well with day trading, and than men tend to do. And because guys is ego, is pride, is So I'm excited to see what she does, and hell, as she gets going, maybe one day she and I both make a video just kind of sharing our day trading journey, because we're both new to this all together. So, but yeah, check his website out, slowlifetrading.com. If you like more information about moving abroad, living abroad, visit our website, www.moveabroadandthrive.com.